You wake up tired, not the kind of tired that a full night of sleep fixes, but a deep, heavy fatigue that sits in your muscles and makes mornings feel like a battle. Your legs ache, your shoulders are stiff, and no matter how much you rest, something in your body never quite resets. Most people blame age, but what is actually happening, in many cases, is a buildup of lactic acid and metabolic waste that your body is no longer clearing efficiently overnight. Today we are talking about 1 tablespoon, taken every morning, that can change that cycle entirely. Natural fermented vinegar has been used as a health drink across ancient civilizations in the Mediterranean, East Asia and the Middle East for thousands of years. Modern biochemistry is now explaining exactly why those traditions persisted across millennia. The mechanisms are specific, measurable, and genuinely impressive. The core compound in fermented vinegar is acetic acid. When acetic acid enters your body, it is converted into a molecule called acetyl-CoA, which feeds directly into the citric acid cycle, the central energy production pathway in your cells. This is important because lactic acid, the compound responsible for muscle fatigue and that heavy morning feeling, is broken down through this same cycle. When acetic acid accelerates the citric acid cycle, lactic acid clearance speeds up. Your body clears metabolic waste more efficiently. Research confirms this at the molecular level. Acetic acid activates an enzyme called AMPK in skeletal muscle, which simultaneously boosts fat oxidation and improves glucose uptake. AMPK activation is essentially a signal to your cells to run their energy systems more efficiently, consuming metabolic byproducts like lactic acid as fuel, rather than leaving them to accumulate. Beyond acetic acid, natural fermented vinegar contains a complex array of other organic acids: citric acid, malic acid, succinic acid, and tartaric acid. These compounds are all intermediates in the citric acid cycle, meaning they contribute additional fuel to the very metabolic pathway responsible for clearing fatigue-related waste products. They also stimulate gastric secretion, which improves digestion and nutrient absorption from everything you eat throughout the day. The blood sugar effect is one of the most well-documented benefits in clinical research. Acetic acid inhibits 2 enzymes in the small intestine, alpha amylase and alpha glucosidase, that are responsible for breaking down complex carbohydrates into sugars. When these enzymes are slowed, carbohydrates are digested more gradually, preventing the sharp blood sugar spike that follows a carbohydrate-heavy meal. A study involving 110 diabetic patients found that consuming 15 milliliters of apple cider vinegar, diluted in water daily for 3 months, significantly reduced fasting blood glucose and HbA1c levels. A systematic review and meta-analysis of multiple clinical trials confirmed that vinegar consumed before carbohydrate meals consistently attenuates postprandial glucose and insulin responses. Stable blood sugar means even energy throughout the morning, fewer afternoon energy crashes, and reduced strain on your pancreas over time. The gut microbiome effect is another significant mechanism. Published research from 2023 confirmed that vinegar consumption beneficially regulates gut microbiome composition and metabolic outputs. Fermented vinegar introduces organic acids and microbial metabolites that selectively support beneficial gut bacteria while suppressing harmful ones. A healthy gut microbiome is one of the primary systems your body uses to process and eliminate toxins, and improving. It has cascading effects on immune function, skin clarity, inflammation levels, and overall energy. Now, not all vinegar is equal, and this distinction matters enormously. Synthetic vinegar is simply diluted acetic acid made from petrochemical sources. It has no organic acids beyond acetic acid, no polyphenols, no amino acids, no enzymatic activity, and no microbial metabolites. Every health benefit we are discussing today applies exclusively to naturally fermented vinegar. Brown rice vinegar is the richest in amino acids and the most versatile for daily consumption. Apple cider vinegar carries malic acid from the apples and has the strongest evidence base for blood sugar and digestive effects. Persimmon vinegar, fermented over longer periods, develops high polyphenol content and exceptional antioxidant properties. Plum vinegar is highest in citric acid, and particularly effective for lactic acid clearance and fatigue recovery. All four are excellent choices. Select based on your primary health goal. Here are 3 specific recipes to begin with tonight. The first is a morning vitality drink. Add 1 tablespoon of brown rice, vinegar and half a tablespoon of raw honey to 200 milliliters of warm water. Stir and drink through a straw before breakfast. The honey softens the acidity, the enzymatic compounds in raw honey complement the organic acids in the vinegar, and together they gently activate digestion for the morning. Adding a small pinch of ground ginger amplifies the circulation boosting effect and adds warmth that many people find deeply satisfying on an empty stomach. The second is a pre-meal blood sugar control drink. 5 to 10 minutes before your largest carbohydrate meal of the day. Combine 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a small pinch of cinnamon, and 200 milliliters of water. The acetic acid inhibits carbohydrate digesting enzymes, and the cinnamaldehyde in cinnamon improves insulin sensitivity through a separate mechanism. Together they create a synergistic effect that blunts the blood sugar spike from the upcoming meal more effectively than either ingredient alone. This combination is particularly valuable for anyone managing pre-diabetes, experiencing post-meal drowsiness, or trying to reduce abdominal fat accumulation. The third is a post-exercise or evening fatigue recovery drink. Mix 1 tablespoon of plum vinegar with 200 milliliters of water, 5 drops of fresh lemon juice, and a tiny pinch of sea salt. The citric acid from both plum vinegar and lemon accelerates lactic acid breakdown in muscle tissue. The vitamin C from lemon enhances antioxidant defense after exertion, and the sea salt replaces electrolytes lost during physical activity. This drink consumed immediately after exercise, or first thing in the morning after a physically demanding previous day, accelerates recovery noticeably. For your 7-day plan, begin on day 1 and day 2 with the most diluted ratio. You can manage around 1 part vinegar to 20 parts water. This allows your digestive system to adjust to the acidity gradually. From day 3 through day 5, increase to a 1 to 15 ratio. And establish the morning routine consistently before breakfast. Most people notice reduced morning stiffness and a lighter feeling upon waking within 3 to 4 days. On days 6 and 7, introduce whichever specialty recipe matches your health priority and assess which vinegar type you find most pleasant. To maintain long-term critical cautions to understand: never consume vinegar undiluted. Concentrated acetic acid can cause chemical burns to the esophagus and stomach lining. Dilute to at minimum 1 part vinegar in 10 parts water, always. Do not brush your teeth immediately after drinking vinegar water, as the acid temporarily softens tooth enamel. Rinse with plain water and wait at least 30 minutes before brushing. Use a straw to minimize contact with tooth surfaces. Anyone with gastritis, gastric ulcer, esophageal conditions, or acid reflux should consult a doctor before starting, because the acidity can aggravate these conditions. Those taking blood pressure medication, diuretics, insulin, or other diabetes medications must speak with their doctor, as vinegar can interact with these. Kidney disease patients should be cautious about potassium excretion effects. Limit daily intake to 1 to 2 tablespoons of vinegar in diluted form. More is not better. 1 tablespoon of natural fermented vinegar, 200 milliliters of water. Every morning. Thousands of years of tradition now validated by molecular biology. The lactic acid that made your mornings heavy. The metabolic waste that dulled your energy. The blood sugar swings that drove your afternoon crashes. All of them responsive to this one simple, ancient habit. Start tomorrow morning. Your body has been waiting for the reset. Like and subscribe if this changed how you think about vinegar. Leave a comment about which recipe you are trying first. Next time, I am revealing the one food that doubles vinegar's blood sugar control effect when eaten together.